Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do rule well and teach this truth in all honesty and sincerity. Salutations to you brothers around the four corners of the earth that push this truth with all honesty and sincerity and great diligence to wake up the hopeful elect of Israel. Double shalom to you, Akim, that come looking like the heathen, but you are in fact of the stock of Israel, and you hold near and dear this truth, and follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities, wherever you may be scattered. And shalom to the few sincere Akwathium that listen and learn in silence, playing your creation role as the Lord commanded you to. Came across this video where they calling this lady the female Kevin Samuels or the Queen Maker, as the title that she calls herself, the Queen Maker. Now, before I get into this, I'm gonna go into some etymology on the word queen. And now we have it. Now we see what they have, new speech, where they give words a new definition. They spell it Queen, and it was spelled Quean or Queane, and it means an impudent or ill-behaved girl or woman, or a prostitute, a woman having many husbands. So that's never been anything that has been honorable. It's never been a honorable thing. In fact, in our nation of Israel, there were no queens. There were princesses, and concubines. So our people fall for this narrative as if queen means something that's that's respectable, and it's not. And you see all these women, oh, I'm a queen, and treat me like a queen, and that's exactly what they get treated like. Little do they know, because they don't know and understand the root meaning of that word, or the etymology of that word. It's nothing good. I'm gonna play a little bit of this interview and grab some precepts, and Lord willing, you be edified.
I'm actually out here telling the truth.
Okay, let's get to it. All right, well, let's get some backstory. First and foremost, I'm curious. Are you religious at all? And if so, do you believe in the Adam and Eve storyline as far as man, woman, how that came about?
No, I'm not religious. I grew up Baptist. Then I got out of it around 19 years old, because I read the Bible for myself, and I realized it's some BS, right? And so, but then
She said she read the Bible for herself, and she realized it was some BS. And we understand she read it in without etymology. She very well didn't read the King James 1611 edition, because it's you can't misunderstand what it's saying. So this is a woman that looks at the scriptures and think that it's oppressive to women, and men wrote this to oppress women. No, that's just the order that the Lord set up, man.
Eve story, that's also BS too, because
Yeah, well, come on. What makes that BS?
well, what makes that BS is this idea that the nature of the woman was deceptive, right? And that she went against God's plan or whatever. That whole thing is a farce, right?
And how is that untrue. When you see the very nature of a woman still to this day, especially the nature of Eve, the so-called black woman, the Israelite woman, will do what? Eat up everything that the so-called white man tells them to in the name of liberation. And it's to their destruction.
So, because the Adam and Eve story is put out from the male point of view, what people forget is that Eve was cursed to be under a man. That wasn't the natural part of it. So this whole thing, the way that they push it, is that the woman's natural place is to be under a man and supporting him and being his helpmeet, when they're not understanding that God, quote unquote, cursed Eve, which is total BS also, but that's...
Okay. So let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 2, and let's go to verse 18. And the Lord Yahweh said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him. So even before Eve was cursed, she was created to be a helpmeet. And what is that? Aid unto the man. So you're meant to be in subjection unto the man anyway. And out of the ground the Lord Yahweh formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. And the Lord Yahweh caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord Yahweh had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Now, this means he got a close relative of Adam to be his wife. And what? The woman comes out of man. These new and modern day ideologies will have you thinking that the woman came first and the man comes from the woman, just because every creature that's born comes through the matrix, through the womb. But your father is who plants that seed. The mother just houses it and nurtures it and keeps it safe till it be grown to the full term of birth. You know, these women talk a whole lot of nonsense. They're not doing the diligent research. They're not actually listening to people of understanding that the Lord set up, man. Let me go to the book of Titus chapter 2. And 3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young woman to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of Yahweh be not blasphemed. You see, obedient to their own husbands, and the problem is, the older women teach the younger women to be harlots, man. Get out there and date around and explore your options and do this and decrease your value the more you do that. You know. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. You see, the man wasn't created for the woman. The woman was created for the man's help. But you see these people trying to turn it around because they don't believe the record that was left, for which by we shall be judged.
It's the narrative that is more accurate to describe today where women are.
So the curse, quote unquote.
Yes.
What would you say the curse is? Like
To be under men.
just to be under.
To be under men and subjugated to them.
So
That's the curse.
okay, let's start with this as far as they always say what comes first, the chicken or the egg. Do you believe that man came first?
No.
Do you believe that woman
Yeah.
came first?
Yeah.
And he gave birth to
Yeah.
a man?
And, I mean that's evident in all of nature, right? The sperm
Claude Monet is a landscape painter.
can't do anything without the egg. And when you look into nature, the fact of the matter is the Y chromosome is a degenerate X, right? It's a degenerate X. Man comes from woman, right? Nobody wants to agree to that because the male's ego is at stake. So of course he wants to believe that the Y chromosome came first, but there's no traces of Y in woman, but there's a trace of the X in man. I mean, that's just as basic as it can get.
So you're saying all men in nature,
Yeah.
when it's firstborn women and they're changed to men or boys, whatever, versus boys changing to
The determining factor that makes you male is the SRY gene. Without if there was a mutation on the SRY, do you know that you would be a female with the XY? If there was a issue with your SRY gene, yeah, that's the only thing that determines your maleness. Everything else comes from the female.
we gonna be.
She's speaking as if these things are, as a matter of fact, and the truth of the matter. Well, the man has the X and Y chromosome. So it's up to the male. Whatever he puts out determines what the child will be. Like I said, the womb just houses the sperm. And it fertilizes the egg. And the woman keeps the child safe until it be grown. The life is in the sperm, man. The life is in the sperm. The egg is not alive. It's dead. That's why a woman has a cycle, her period. When the egg is not fertilized, it's that unfertilized egg wastes out. Now there is a German guy. I seen a video of him doing a test with sperm to see if it's alive, and he grew it. He grew sperm in some type of fish tank or whatever, and it became a live thing. And it electrocuted the fish that was in the fish tank. The sperm is alive. And that's where the life comes from.
Jumping all over the place because I just one question might open up another and we're gonna be all over the place. So I'm curious, your thoughts when it does say man who says, "Man, I was born a woman," and unfortunately, I have the body parts of a man, but I was born a woman, and vice versa, women who are they're born men. Do you feel like that's something they're born, or is that a trait that is learned or comes over time?
Well, we can never eradicate the power of social engineering and programming because by 24 weeks, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So now back to what you were saying as far as the curse of a woman coming under a man. Do you feel it is the other way around to where a man comes under a woman, and it's just based on nature, that the woman is technically, I don't want to say superior, but is the frontal being, and then the man comes under that.
That's the true pattern. That's the true way. The fact of the matter is, if everything was in its natural order, women would have the power to reject the majority of males. The majority of males pursue women. That's the natural order. And he doesn't get to choose who he gets to pass his genes through. The female gets to choose without law and law enforcement telling her she has to not deny a male sex and all of this stuff. The male comes under her. If you don't allow the male to be governed by the woman and you put him on top, you have chaos and corruption.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm curious.
Now, what in the fuck? Now, we live in a society where the woman has been elevated and the man has been reduced to, nothingness. And what do we see? We see the corruption. We see the promiscuity of women. We see the neglect of the home and the children. We see the busybodiness. In a perfect society, the man governs the woman and his children. Because we can look outside today and see just how much of a lie that is what she just told. The woman is supposed to be on the top. Life is not governed and ruled by emotions and feelings, and that's what a woman is mostly composed of. Impulse decisions. I feel this way, so I'm gonna do this. Man is more logic and reason based. More logic and reason based. Because you have to weigh out the options, the outcomes. Look at the kingdoms of past.
Do you feel? And we're just hypotheticals, correct? A world with no men, all women, versus a world with all men, no women.
Okay.
Who do you?
Well, you can clearly see that, this is a woman of no understanding. Go to the book of Proverbs. Chapter 6. And verse 23, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproof of instruction are the way of life, to keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Thus not after her beauty in thy heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Now these ideologies and philosophies are compared to beautiful women, because oftentimes a man is swayed by the beauty of a woman to go off, man, to get into these false ideologies, and idolatry, such as King Solomon, such as Ahab and other kings of our nation, man. The Lord gave us the record on how it is to be. And the Lord said, He told us in His word that there was going to come a time where righteous judgment was going to be slack. Women were going to compass a man, and that's not something that's um, honorable. It's actually to show of a shame. You know, the woman is the weaker vessel. So how does the weaker vessel lead, guide, and protect? It makes no sense. A woman is not a defense for a man. The man is a defense for the woman and children. And she kept saying how the Bible is false and it's this and it's that. But guess what? The Heavenly Father is a man himself. So yes, he set up men as the authority. Um, this is Baruch chapter 4:1. This is the book of the commandment of Yahweh and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take heed of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. You see, the laws of the Heavenly Father illuminate you. You become enlightened in righteousness. This is 1 Peter 3:1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting of hair and wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of Yahweh a great price. For after this manner, in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in Yahweh adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement. You see, you're supposed to be in subjection unto your husband. That's how a woman receives her blessings, man. You know, but these women are they're bugged out, man. You know, and they spew um this crap out into the world, and it's silly, man. It makes no sense. Go to the book of 1 Timothy 2. And I'll start at 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefastness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but which becometh women professing godliness with good works. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. You see, that kills everything she's talking about right now. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. You see, the woman gonna be saved for the man's sakes of bringing forth children, man. Let me go to the book of Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 25 and 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. And that's what Esau did. He gave women liberty to do all these manner of evils, man. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. You see, the woman's role is to be in subjection unto the husband. Go to the book of Job, chapter 39. 17, because Yahweh hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. You see, these women don't have the understanding that men have. And this is why they will say things like this, and it sounds crazy. But to a nut, this sounds like it makes some sense. But when you read the scriptures and you understand, you see that this is complete BS, man. It's Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and leave not unto thy own understanding. You see? And people out here, they just go off of what they think and they feel without any type of investigation, any type of research and seeking for the truth. And clearly, this is a woman that's gone astray and doesn't believe the record, man. I'm gonna get the book of 1 John. Chapter 5 and verse 10. He that believe on the Son of Yahweh hath the witness in himself. He that believeth not Yahweh hath made him a liar, because he believed not the record that Yahweh gave of his Son. And this is the record, that Yahweh hath given to us eternal life, and this life is in his Son. He that hath the Son hath life, and he that hath not the Son hath not life. These things have I written unto you that believe on the name of the Son of Yahweh, that ye may know that ye have eternal life, and that ye may believe on the name of the Son of Yahweh. And this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. But, this is the record, man. The scriptures is the record that the Lord left unto us, man. And we will be judged by it. So all the people that try to say it's BS, it's just because they're in their feelings, they're emotional, and they don't like what the scriptures have to say, because it doesn't make them feel good about what they're doing or how they're living. Go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 12. And I start at 11. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. You see? Women being led by a woman cause you to err, man. And look at our people, man. Look at the Israelite nation, man. uh really of Judah, you know, the so-called Negro man and woman. The woman has no respect for the man because of Esau degrading him, buck breaking him, putting it into their mind that he's nothing, and you should listen to Esau, which is your enemy. You know, look at this the so-called black community being led by a matriarchal um leadership. It leads to weak men, emotional based men. Which what does that leave? The women and children for a prey. Um, I'll go to the book of Daniel for chapter 4. Um, in 17. And it reads, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men." You see, where's the woman? Where's the woman? When did the Lord ever um say that the woman is supposed to rule over men? And right, we see now in these times the basis of men ruling over us because the Lord said it was their time, which is the so-called white man, Esau. It's his time to rule. And guess what? Just like in the garden, you have Eve going along with his ideologies and his philosophies, which lead to destruction. You see, the Lord deals with women through their men, man. Being in subjection to your man is the way you receive blessings from the Lord, man. Not being some rogue woman and feeling that you're above the man, because you're soon going to find out. All that haughtiness, it leads women to destruction. And look at the so-called black woman. That pride and that haughtiness is the reason why the Lord cursed their scalp, man. Which is the glory of the woman, their hair. And it's no coincidence that so-called black woman just can't grow hair like that, like the other nations, man, because they were too damn proud. And I bet 9 out of 10 she got a weave on, a wig on, But hopefully it has been an edifying lesson. I'm gonna say Kwam Yasharala, Shalom, and the Baba Ball.